excited to be with you this month in our Empowered Life series. We're going to be talking about essential oils and energy today. This is one of my favorite topics and one of my favorite ways to use essential oils. So we're going to cover 3 different topics. We're going to talk about what oils are energizing, how I use them in my daily routine, and what works best and what is most efficient in providing energy and how I use essential oils. And then the third thing we're going to talk about are a few of my favorite essential oils and some tips and tricks that help us in our home. So, what oils are energizing? We're going to talk about mint, we're going to talk about citrus, we're going to talk about our tree oils, and we're going to talk about our herb oils. So, let's get started. First, mint oils. These are some of my favorites. A lot of us will think of peppermint as being very energizing and invigorating and stimulating, and it is. One of my favorites is spearmint that comes from the mint family. We also have wintergreen, and all of these oils provide us with a sense of excitement, invigoration, stimulation, and this is one of my favorite plant groups to choose oils for energy from. The second group that I love is citrus. Citrus just makes us feel good. It makes us smile. We've got tangerine, we've got red mandarin, we've got green mandarin, we've got lemon, lime, bergamot, citrus bliss. doTERRA leaves us with a lot of choices in this area. They're monoterpenes, which are potent in limonene, which means they're super effective for uplifting our mood, for providing us with energy and an energized overall experience. Now, the third group I want to talk about, this is our tree, our grass, our herb oils. These are things like frankincense, copaiba, Siberian fir. Just talking about them gets me excited. It energizes me. We've got vetiver, you've got basil. Now this group, this is interesting because this provides us with a sense of grounding, a sense of clarity, a sense of renewal, which oftentimes maybe we wouldn't associate that with energy, but I'm telling you, if I can get some more clarity and a sense of renewal, I'm going to be feeling much more energized. So how do I use my essential oils for energies? There's 3 ways to use them: aromatically, topically, and internally. And I actually choose to use all 3 methods every single day. My favorite, it's hard to pick a favorite because they're all 3 so very effective, but maybe my favorite might be aromatically. The quickest way to have an effect on our mood is through the air. So once we smell, let's say a citrus oil, we open the bottle of wild orange or bergamot or lemon, instantly what's happening is our olfactory system starts to take this scent in. That's what controls our sense of smell. And then immediately after that, it starts being processed through our limbic system. Now that's right here. It's our emotional driver's seat. It stores our emotions, it stores our memories. So almost instantaneously when we smell, we have a response. Now we want it to be a positive response, so that's why we're talking about citrus oils, wood oils, mint oils providing us with energy, but it's amazing the power that comes from, and the energy that comes just from aromatic use. So I love that. Diffusing, if you don't have a diffuser, drop 2 drops in your hand, rub them together, take a deep breath, and you will, like I said, pretty instantaneously have a response to that essential oil that you pick to use for energy. Second way that I love to use essential oils for energy is going to be topically. I love this. There's almost like a 1-2 punch in the topical effect. I'm going to apply maybe 1 to 2 drops to my wrist, rub them together. What's left, I'll put across my chest or the back of my neck. Now, when I'm doing that, I'm getting essential oils on my body, in my skin, but because they're so powerful, I'm also getting the aromatic benefit just by applying it topically and taking a deep breath in. Here's a little tip and trick that I learned a few years ago, and I love it. So, take your favorite oil that you're using for energy, let's say spearmint or wild orange or tangerine, something like that. I want you to put a drop in your hand, rub it together, and then put it in your hair. Rub it, if you're a man and your hair is short, rub it on top of your head, however you want to do it. But what you're doing with that is you're providing yourself with almost like a little aromatic diffuser throughout the day. It's one of my favorite tips and tricks. So try that when you're using it aromatically and topically. The third way I love to use essential oils for energy is internally. Now, this is great opportunity to add extra benefits in. So what I love to do is get a citrus oil. We went through the list, right? We've got lemon, lime, bergamot, tangerine, mandarin. We've got all these choices, but add 1 to 2 drops into your water. anything you're drinking. And what's gonna happen is it's gonna rid our body of any extra toxins that we don't need. I love knowing that that little simple habit that I've created throughout the day is benefiting my body just that simply. Before I hit the gym, what I love to use is put 1 to 2 drops of Slim and Sassy in my water bottle. You've got a combination of peppermint, of cinnamon, of grapefruit that is instant energy. You'll feel motivated to get to your workout and have a really great response internally. So now I want to talk about a few of my favorites. It was hard to narrow this down, but I'm gonna stick to what I use almost every single day. This is spearmint essential oil. Now I know a lot of you are like, oh, I use peppermint for energy every day. I'm gonna challenge you to use its twin brother. I don't know if it's twin brother, but I want you to break out spearmint. It smells amazing. Here's my experience with spearmint. Anytime you open, just take the cap off. Anyone that is around you is drawn to spearmint. Oh, what's that smell? It smells so clean. It smells so crisp. It's instantly invigorating and energizing. I love to put a drop or two on my wrist, rub it together, do the hair trick, put it over your chest. This is also fantastic, just putting a drop in your water bottle for energy, cleansing, invigoration. Spearmint is amazing. Every morning we'll add either peppermint or spearmint with the citrus oil, push play on the diffuser, and we're up, ready to go. Trust me, you will love spearmint. Give it a try, okay? Next one I want to talk about, this is amazing. This is red mandarin. This is known as one of the sweetest of all our citrus oils. I gotta smell it. It smells amazing. This is very high in limonene, which all our citrus oils are, but there's a little unsung hero or a little trick with red mandarin. It's also really high. It's about 15% in gamma terpenine. And now what that means is it has really great cleansing properties. So along with all the amazing benefits that citrus oils provide us, energy, releasing toxins, this is gonna be a natural cleansing agent. So I want you to think skincare. I want you to think, gosh, my kitchen would smell amazing if I added a drop or two of red mandarin to my surface cleaner. Or it has similar properties to black pepper and ginger. It's also really great as a digestive aid. So red mandarin is your next challenge to add to your energy routine and also use some of the other benefits. It smells amazing, and I love, love, love red mandarin. Another favorite at our house is Motivate. This comes from our emotional essential oil line, and I love it. It's a combination of clementine, of melissa, of peppermint, and it, again, I gotta smell it. It smells amazing. So we have 3 small kids at my house. I've got a 9, 7, and 3-year-old, and sometimes we need a little motivation to get to school, to get to practice, to get our homework done, and this is Mom's go-to. Let me tell you that the name that it also goes by is Encouraging Blend. We need a little motivation and we need a little bit of encouragement. Now here's how to use it. Drop or 2 in the diffuser, push play. Super simple, but here's a mom hack for you. If you have a daughter that doesn't like any of the spicy oils, meaning mint, go ahead and put a little drop on the back of their collar or a little bit on their shirt sleeve, and they'll get the same benefit and they'll be a little bit tricked into, I don't have to put an essential oil on me. Put it on their collar, put it on their sleeve, and they'll get the same amazing benefit from Motivate. This is something that we've got in every athletic bag in our house. This is something we love to gift. This is something that provides energy instantaneously. I love, love, love Motivate. The last one I want to talk about is Elevation. This is known as our Joyful Blend. It is an oldie but a goodie. Oh, it smells so good. Now, here's what I think about Elevation. So we're talking about previous oils. It's like I said, instant energy. They're almost like very exciting, very energizing, just talking about them. But let me tell you about Elevation. Elevation provides an experience. It's got melissa, it's got ylang-ylang, it has lavender, it has tangerine in it, and it just is this magical oil that is invigorating, but almost it's a magical oil that provides energy, clarity, and grounding all in one. So let me tell you how to use elevation. This is what I love about it. And this is where the experience comes from. So go ahead, before you start your morning routine, put a drop or two at the bottom of your shower. Let it steam up for a few minutes and take a step in and experience elevation. Run a bath, get some Epsom salts, put 1 or 2 drops in that, and experience elevation. I love this oil applied topically, especially over the chest. Again, it's such an experience of true elevation. Today we've talked about what oils are energizing, what's the most effective way in using essential oils to provide energy, some of my favorites, and some tips and tricks. I hope that it has been helpful. I hope that you'll reach out and try some of these new oils for energy. I know that you will love them as much as I do. Hello, my name is Kateri Reyes. I have been a wellness advocate with doTERRA for the past 6 years. I'm really excited today to come and share with you about oils that me and my family use for sleep. And this also is one of the most common reasons that people search out a natural solution, because the lack of good restorative sleep is such a consistent and recurring problem throughout life. If you are like me and I have little people that knock on your door at 3 a.m., that isn't about your sleep until they show up. And so having a routine built in that can address all ages in your home for sure is a blessing. Now, the diversity of why we don't sleep is certainly as unique as the person who is affected. And that's why I love doTERRA's essential oils, because their diversity allows me to address my family's needs per person and per situation. Now, the root of this can come from any number of sources, whether it's deficiency, nutritional habits that lead to poor night's sleep, or we could have hormonal imbalances that are created through natural things like pregnancy or hormone changes, or rooted in the deficiency. Now, there also is the ages and stages. As our children grow and change, their lives are affected by their changes and their sleep patterns adjust. And then lastly, there is always the effect of stress and the outside triggers of the world that can keep us up at night, tossing and turning and questioning or having fears or doubts. And that's actually where my own doTERRA story began. So I want to share with you first how I was brought into doTERRA through the gift of someone who cared so deeply for my situation. She was willing to share a very special oil with me. In 2012, while I was 6 months pregnant with my 4th child, we experienced the sudden and very tragic loss of our 6-year-old son, Avery. That loss devastated our family and completely changed our lives overnight. Now, the lack of sleep is the last thing you could care about when you're going through that. However, as the days went on and the sleepless nights piled up, my body was starting to feel the effects of it. And especially being pregnant, I wanted to search for a safe way to restore my ability to sleep so that I could care for my family and function during the day. However, as strong as I tried to be, I got pretty desperate and eventually caved in to call a dear friend of mine who was married to a physician, just to ask an unbiased opinion of what would be the safest thing I could do or take to achieve sleep. I was surprised by the fact that she said she had something natural to share with me. And I was eager to open the door when she came just a few hours later, and she brought this tiny little bottle of essential oil. And as intentional and excited and genuine as she was to share that with me, I was honestly very skeptical. I didn't feel there was any way that a little tiny smell in a bottle could affect change in my life during this tragic and overwhelming time. And yet, she persisted, and she placed the oil in my hands, and she taught me how to use it. I actually didn't even want to smell it at that time. She just showed me how to apply it to my pulse points, over my heart, and to take a big deep inhale. And then she said, for good measure, to rub it on my pillow as well.
Well, I actually was stubborn enough to wait a full 24 hours to even try it. I set it on my nightstand and let it stay. But another overwhelming night of doubt and fear and images I couldn't get out of my head. And the next night I knew I had to try something. And it was just the name Serenity staring at me on my nightstand that really called to me. So I opened that bottle, and all I can describe next was a huge release that came and just flooded over my body. I don't think I realized up to that point how much of an emotional burden and how heavy that weight had been on my shoulders. I just felt that tension melt away. So I decided to apply it the way she suggested on my neck and pulse points, and I did a big deep inhale and I rubbed it on my pillow. And the happy ending to that story is that I simply woke up the next morning. I was able to achieve a full night's sleep uninterrupted by any of the things that I've been troubled with for so many days. And that awakened me and my entire family to a completely new way to live, and we didn't even know what lied ahead for us. What we experienced next was an evolution. As we moved through that trauma, that oil became an anchor for us, supporting us through those restless days. But it was shortly in the months ahead that I realized I needed these oils in my home, and I needed all of them. So I was able to get my first kit, and that changed our lives, opened us up to an entire new world. And as our family evolved and grew throughout the years, so did our need to address the issue of sleep repetitively. It's definitely one of those recurring things that happens no matter how healthy we are, our sleep can be affected. So some of the things that I learned were especially informing good habits. Our daily habits certainly lead up to the success of our sleep. Our ability to sleep starts long before our head hits the pillow. So with my little ones, I was able to develop certain routines that helped them achieve that mind and body engaging process that allows them to prepare for a restful night. So one of my favorite things that actually affects the whole household is giving them an Epsom salt bath with my favorite essential oils. I will choose Serenity or lavender or wild orange or frankincense. Those are my favorites. And I actually have a jar pre-made with my Epsom salts already oiled, so I can just scoop it in and dump it into the water. And I love the fact that the Epsom salt tends to anchor the oils rather than let them float on the surface of the water. Now the kids love the bath, and the aroma fills the house, so we all kind of get this relaxing sensation. And of course their little nervous systems get a beautiful trigger to kind of just calm and prepare for bedtime. Now the other routine that my kids refuse to let me ignore is their daily diffuser blend at night. Every child has a diffuser in their room, and depending on the age of the child, either I or they will customize their blend of choice for the night. I always know to partner one of the sleepy time oils. When I was first getting into doTERRA, I didn't always know what the best oils were for nighttime, but I actually used the back of the Serenity Blend bottle to look at the ingredients to help me determine the whole array of oils that are so helpful for sleep. Lavender, Roman chamomile, vetiver, frankincense, cedarwood. There are so many oils that offer an ability to help us rest. So we'll pick our favorite oil for that child for the night, and sometimes we'll partner it with an additional oil depending on the season or the need. If it's during the seasonal threats time of year, On Guard or Breathe might be partnered along with that oil. The last thing that we rely on for the little ones, of course, is just the soothing, healing ability to enjoy touch. A soothing massage at nighttime with fractionated coconut oil on their spine or on their feet goes such a long way, and they are calmed and comforted. And the last mommy hack that I've learned is to develop a Monster spray for my little kids who tend to get up in the middle of the night due to any kind of fear or self-doubt or a dream of some sort. And so that little spray kind of helps them feel empowered that they can continue to recover and rest the rest of the night. And of course, I've laced it with some awesome essential oils that will soothe and restore their peaceful night, and mine as well. Now, when it comes to us adults, I love that doTERRA has evolved and is constantly adding new products to its line. Now, one of my favorites that has risen to the top is also Serenity, but in the form of the Serenity gel caps. It's actually completely different than the Serenity blend itself. It combines passion flower, lavender, Roman chamomile, lemon balm, and a naturally occurring amino acid called L-theanine. This combination helps to relax and calm our body, and especially the L-theanine has a very unique effect at helping calm our mind. So I love this effect, and I love being able to rely on it so simply. Now, the other oil I've come to really grow in love, especially as I've been moving through pregnancy, has been the arrival of Copaiba. Now, Copaiba comes in two forms, both a oil and also a gel cap. And the gel cap, as a mom late at night, has been a lifesaver to help my whole entire body calm and my nervous system kind of get this deep sensation of release. Now, with adults, again, it's all about routine. And just as we do for our children, I love to make sure that we have a routine built in. We have our diffuser by the nightstand. We are able to apply massages to me and my partner to help relax and rejuvenate us and let go of our day. And we trust our own noses to tell us what oils that we need. And I love the diversity of the oils in our home so that I can reach for them and trust my instincts to choose the oils that serve my emotional needs and my physical needs in each evening. I hope overall you've been able to partner with me for a few minutes here in my own journey, and I hope that my story has affected you in both your ability to confidently enjoy oils on yourself and your family, and also help you to fearlessly share with those who have a need. And as sleep is one of the biggest needs that tend to show up in people's lives, I hope that you leave with a diversity of oils that you feel confident reaching for as you tailor oils for both yourself and your family.
Hi, my name's Katie McGiven. I am a wellness advocate with doTERRA. I'm also a wife and a mom to 4. My oldest is 15 and my youngest is 1. So we have about every age group within our home. I'm also a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for 18 years and I've been a wellness advocate for doTERRA for the past 6. I love advocating wellness and also teaching people how to use essential oils as another tool for their health. One of my favorite quotes is from Whole Living, and it's, "While you can't shut out illness entirely, you can make your body a place where health thrives." And so today I'm going to be talking about habits, 5 must-know habits that are really going to improve your overall wellness. These habits that I'm going to present are habits that are really going to have an impact on your health for the good. One of my favorite tools for creating habits or improving habits is this book, and it's written by Gretchen Rubin. It's called Better Than Before: Mastering the Habits of Our Everyday Lives. And what she does is she approaches habits as not a one-size-fits-all. She has 4 different tendencies, and you can take a free quiz online and you can determine your approach to expectations and habits, and then she also gives you free tips. So this is a free online resource. So it's really important what we do on a daily basis to have the biggest impact on our overall health. The first habit that I want to present is positive mindset. Our mindset is what fuels the rest of our habits and has a huge impact on our entire health, our mind, our body, and our emotions. Research shows that those who experience frequent positive emotions are not only healthier, but they also live longer lives. One thing that I've done this past year that's really helped me with my mindset is affirmations. So if you don't know a lot about affirmations, it's basically self-talk. It's how you're talking to yourself, and it's kind of like a mini meditation session. Basically, you're affirming to your mind and also your feelings how you want to act or how you want to feel that day. It's the I am statements, and they're very powerful. Something that I do that has helped me create this habit is just to have a journal. I happen to use the 5-minute journal. It's my favorite because, let's be honest, we all have 5 minutes. And in part of that, there's a space where I can put my affirmation for the day. And some of my favorite affirmations are things like, I am enough. I have 4 kids, and so I'm constantly trying to have more patience. And so I tell myself, I am patient, I am loving, I am trying, I am unstoppable. Those are some of my favorite affirmations, and I like to combine them with aromatherapy. As you know, our memory is strongly associated with smell, and so we can use this to our advantage. If we combine aromatherapy with our affirmations, then when we do that affirmation later in the day or even the next day, it's gonna help us remember what we said and also bring back those feelings of that particular affirmation. So some of the oils that I like to use, my favorite is Balance, because it's a very grounding blend and I just love the aroma. And lately I've been combining it with Neroli. This is really good for your nervous system and it just smells really good together. So you should try it out if you haven't. I also love Peppermint and Wild Orange. This is great to use in the morning because it's gonna help wake you up. And then in the afternoon when, you know, around 3 o'clock when you have that afternoon slump, it's just gonna help be an awesome pick-me-up. This happens to be Emily Wright's favorite combo for a diffuser blend, so you can also use it in the diffuser. A couple others that I like are Motivate and Cheer, and that just really helps me to start my day and start me off on the right foot. All right, so our second must-have daily habit is improved relationships. And you might be wondering, how do relationships have anything to do with our overall health? And how can I use oils to improve my relationships? Research shows that social support is as predictable for our health as obesity, high blood pressure, and smoking, which to me is mind-blowing. When I first heard this, I didn't believe it. But 20 years later, I do believe it because I've seen a lot of different people in my lifetime and patients and how they respond and their health circumstances. And it really is true that the better our relationships are, we're gonna be not only healthier, but we're also gonna be happier. So I wanted to share with you this resource that I found on doTERRA.com. And so if you go to doTERRA.com and you just put in the search bar, positive thinking, it'll bring up a bunch of different articles. I really liked this one. It quoted Shawn Achor, which he has some awesome TED Talks and interviews online that you can watch. But he's a happiness researcher and also a positive psychology expert. And he recommends to improve our relationships that we send a 2-minute message every day. It can be a text message, an email, a phone call is even better. Being in person is even that much more powerful or better. And that's gonna help not only our overall happiness, but again, it's gonna help with our wellness. Studies show that if you do this, it not only benefits the person who receives the message, but also the person who sent it. So you might be wondering, how can I use oils to improve my relationships? doTERRA actually has an emotional aromatherapy system that I love and I've used to improve my relationships. And some of those oils are Console, Passion, Forgive, and Peace. A couple of years ago, I had a situation with a family member. It's actually my sister, and I was pregnant, so my emotions were all over the place, and I needed to forgive her, and she needed to forgive me. And so that week, I decided to use the oil Forgive. Usually, I don't like the aroma of Forgive, but it really helped me through a tough situation and helped me mend that relationship. And so I've decided that you could combine the two of really taking relationship inventory and using essential oils or these particular blends to help you improve your relationships. I also use these oils with my kids, so if they're not getting along, which I know is totally shocking that they wouldn't get along, but I send them to their room, and then sometimes I'll even send in some oils and I'll say, figure out which one you need, and then when you're ready to come out and be around other people and be nice, then you can come back and be around everyone. All right, our third must-know daily habit is sleep. All of us can improve on this, I know. 1/3 of those in the United States don't get enough sleep. We're supposed to get 7 or 8 hours of sleep, and this is gonna help our entire body function better. It helps us to restore and rejuvenate while we're asleep. So we're gonna have more clarity, our body's gonna function better. I found this resource on doTERRA.com. It's all about sleep. It's an ebook. So if you go to doTERRA.com and go to the search bar and just put in sleep ebook, it's gonna bring this up, and it has all kinds of information as far as tips and hygiene for sleep, and then also essential oils that you can use for sleep. So if you are struggling to get quality sleep or enough sleep, make sure that you look at this ebook. It's a great resource. So last year I had a newborn in the house, and I knew that I didn't have time to not be well. And so one thing that I really tried to do was get enough sleep. So in the past with my older kids, I would stay up and clean and do things that really didn't matter. And with a newborn, you don't always get a lot of sleep at night, but I always made sure that I snuck a nap in if I could, or I had a family member watch the baby so that I could sleep, and I was able to stay healthy all year long. So then I like to put oils on my feet at night right before I hop into bed. And lately I've been using Magnolia. This is a very calming oil. It has a high linalool content. So linalool actually helps you to relax and helps to improve the sleep that you're getting. So I'll put that on, and then I'll put on some body butter. And this has wild orange and Douglas fir and frankincense. It smells amazing. And then it's the actual base of the body butter is very nourishing to the skin. And so it really helps your feet this time of year when the weather's dry. And I follow it up with some of those comfy socks. And of course, I chose purple for doTERRA today, but I also like to use On Guard on the bottoms of my feet. I don't know if you've seen this topper for the fractionated coconut oil, but it makes it really convenient. It's a pump that you can actually buy on doTERRA's website. You can just tack it onto your order. So I'll do like 1 or 2 pumps of the fractionated coconut oil and 1 or 2 drops of the On Guard, and just massage that into my feet occasionally if I know that I need an extra immunity boost, or if I know I need to be protected from any seasonal threats. I also like to use it on my little guy. I have a 1-year-old in the house, and I'll just put this on his feet at night, especially when seasonal threats are high, to help keep him healthy. The next habit that I want to talk about isn't going to be very popular, but it's truth. So if you can reduce or even eliminate your sugar intake, you're going to be a lot healthier and experience more wellness. Now, as a nurse, I've seen a lot of people with type 2 diabetes. It's actually on the rise. Children are getting type 2 diabetes, so if you can reduce your sugar intake or even eliminate it altogether, you're going to reduce your risk for type 2 diabetes. You're going to reduce your risk for obesity or even being overweight, and that has its own concerns in itself. You're also going to reduce inflammation, and I don't know if you know this, but inflammation is the root of most chronic illnesses. You're also going to improve your immune system. All these things are important to be as healthy as possible. So just so you know, I am actually a recovering sugar addict. This last year, I've been able to lose 45 pounds, and 30 of those pounds came from eliminating sugar altogether. So I want to share with you the most helpful things for me for creating this habit that has really improved my overall health. Since I've done this, my mind is more clear, I have more energy, I have less mood swings, and I've also been able to go shopping for some new clothes because I've lost some weight. But one of the most helpful things for me is to have a support group. So we talked about how social support is really important. This helped keep me accountable, and I'll actually text some of my friends who are doing the same thing every single day and let them know what my plan is for the day, and then I check in at night and just let them know how the day went. And then I've also incorporated affirmations like I talked about, and I also have been trying to get better sleep because that really helps. And then I've also been using some different oils. One of my favorite is the cinnamon oil spray. This helps me with my cravings, and it also is great for your metabolism. So what I do, I just filled it mostly to the top and then 1 to 2 drops. Cinnamon is very, very potent, and so a little bit goes a long way. It's also a hot oil, so you want to make sure that you dilute it plenty. So that's plenty of dilution. And then I'll just spritz it in my mouth like that. and it's really good for your oral health. It's very cleansing and purifying. It also helps soothe your throat if you need that as well. And then it just helps freshen your breath. Another one that I found really helpful is Slim and Sassy. This also helps cut or curb your sugar cravings or your appetite. I use this one at night quite a bit, just under my tongue, like 1 to 2 drops. And then another one that I like to use is peppermint, and I'll just do 1 drop under my tongue. This is really powerful, and so if you've never used it, just be prepared that you're gonna have a major wake-up call, and it'll open up your sinuses as well. But it's so powerful that for me, it like redirects my thoughts and I think about something else besides food, and it just really helps curb my appetite. The last habit that I want to talk about is exercise. Something that you want to keep in mind with exercising is that everyone is different. You want to do what feels right to you, and if you need to talk to your doctor, make sure that you do that. But if you're not the type of person that wants to get up at 5 a.m. and go to a boot camp class, like me, I would never do that. You want to pick an activity that you're going to do over the long haul. So for me, I'd much rather go on a walk with a friend or go hiking or do some stretching, yoga, but choose something that you can see yourself doing long term. And if you haven't been exercising, make sure that you break into it slowly. So a few oils that can be really helpful is Deep Blue Rub or Deep Blue. This oil really helps to soothe the joints. And then I also love using Aroma Touch. And then one of our favorites is frankincense. This really is powerful for a healthy inflammatory response and just really helps the soothing process also. I want to end with one of my favorite quotes, and it comes from Gandhi, and he says, "It is health that is real wealth, not pieces of silver and gold." And I want to challenge you to just choose one of the habits that I've talked about today and use some of the tips and the oils that I've suggested, but take action and start somewhere, and just remember that it's progress, not perfection.